Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. So in today's video tutorial, we're going to be having a look at, the last activity for BMI for now, okay? Remember in the previous, lessons, we looked at what is BMI, what does BMI stand for, and we did mention that BMI, stands for body mass index. I also explained in the previous video tutorial, when we're calculating BMI, we're trying to, obtain a value, okay, that is in the units kilograms per meter squared, and that value helps us determine a person's weight class. Okay, so once we have a person's BMI, we are able to determine whether a person is underweight, a normal weight, overweight, or obese. Okay, so in this video tutorial, we're going to be calculating Lewis Hamilton's BMI, right? And from what we've learned in the previous lessons, we'll be able to just classify based on based on the information that is given to us, right? In which weight status would we put Lewis Hamilton? Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in this video tutorial. And also we're going to be looking at a application question. We're given a scenario here where we're given that the weight of the car plus the petrol plus the driver is equal to 2002.14 pounds. Okay, right? So if they give us the weight of the driver, right, and they also give us the individual weight of the fuel, what would then be the weight of the car? Okay, so in that question, right, the first thing we'd have to do is then convert the pounds to kilograms and then work with that to help us determine the weight of the car. Okay, so please make sure that you watch the entire video tutorial. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure that you share these video tutorials with your friends. Okay, and let's get started with today's video tutorial. So let's get started. It says the following guidelines relate to the rules governing the weight of the Formula One race car. They tell us that the race car weighs 2002.14 pounds, including the driver and the fuel. Okay, very important information there. Okay, so the weight of the race car, right, it weighs 2002.14 pounds, obviously including the driver and the fuel. So the weight of the car, the driver, the fuel is 2002.14 pounds. We're also told that Lewis Hamilton, the driver of the Mercedes race car, weighs 73 kilograms. Then we're told that the height, or his height, okay, Lewis Hamilton's height is 1,740 millimeters. Okay, we are told that the fuel in a race car weighs 110 kilograms, right? And then we're given an equation there that we can use to help us convert from pounds to kilograms. Okay, we are told that 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. Then we're given that formula. Remember, I did mention that they will give you your the formula for BMI. You just need to know how to work with it if you are asked to calculate weight or height. Okay, and remember, I've given you the tricks that you can use if you're given such a situation. Okay, so that's basically what's given to us there. Question 1 says determine Lewis Hamilton's body mass index. Okay, round off your answer to 2 decimal places. Very easy question here, right? Also, just a tip, when you obviously answering questions for your exam, just also start to get into the habit of writing down the information that's given. So start with the formula, right? What are you given in your sentence, okay, that you can work with? Okay, substitute, see what you need to do. Okay, so we told that Lewis Hamilton's body mass index. Okay, we need to determine Lewis Hamilton's BMI and need to round off our answer to 2 decimal places, right? So we already know that, okay, BMI is equal to the weight of a person. Remember the units, ne? Okay, they gave us the units that we're supposed to use. The weight needs to be in kilograms, the height needs to be in meters. Okay, so the weight in kilograms, okay, divided by your height in meters, all squared, right? So that is how we calculate BMI, right? So from the information at the top, what are we given? Okay, we're given Lewis Hamilton's weight. Okay, so we know that, okay, Lewis Hamilton's weight in kilograms, right, is equal to 73 kilograms, right? So his weight is equal to 73 kilograms. And we're also given what? His height. We are told that his height is equal to 1,740 millimeters. Okay, so that is Lewis Hamilton's height. Okay, so already here we can see that we've got a problem, right? What is the problem? Our height is in millimeters. Our height needs to be in meters, not millimeters. So there we already see what we need to do. We need to convert the height from millimeters to meters. Okay, how do you convert from millimeters to meters? Okay, if you're obviously making use of those diagrams that I'm forever drawing, if you're moving from millimeters to meters, you're dividing by 10, dividing by 100. So it's actually you're dividing by 1,000. Okay, so when you convert from millimeters to meters, you're actually dividing by 1,000. Okay, so you're dividing by 1,000. So if we take 1,740 millimeters divided by 1,000, okay, it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, comma, right? So it's 1,740 meters. Okay, right. So that's basically our height in meters. And now we're ready to substitute everything into our formula. Remember, we're just trying to calculate what is Lewis Hamilton's BMI. So what is his weight? His weight is equal to 73 kilograms, right? What is his height? His height is equal to 1.74074. It's the same thing, okay? Meters all squared, okay? So if you punch this into your calculator, what is his BMI? Okay, his BMI is 24.11, or actually 50746. What are the units? Kilograms per meter squared. Okay, so Lewis Hamilton's BMI, right, is approximately equal to, if you round it off to 2 decimal places, remember they're asking us to round off the answer to 2 decimal places, is 24.11 kilograms per meter squared. Okay, let's see. I'm interested to find out, in which category does his BMI fall in when it comes to the weight status, right? So if we look at the weight status, okay, we can see that, okay, from this table, this table should be look familiar from the activity that we did yesterday. Okay, from this table, we can see that, okay, Lewis Hamilton's, weight status, okay, is actually normal. Okay, it's normal weight. Okay, and it should be, because he's like an athlete. Okay, do you consider him an athlete? Okay, he's an athlete, so he needs to have like normal weight. Okay, so his BMI falls within that category, right? Okay, so he has a normal weight. Okay, so let's have a look at question number 2. It says Jody states that the average weight of the Mercedes race car is 790 kilograms, while Benjamin stated that the average weight is 750. Okay, so here, right, we are told what Benjamin is saying, and we're also told what Jody is saying. So Jody says that, the weight of a Mercedes car is 790 kilograms. Okay, and Benjamin is saying, okay, the weight is 750 kilograms. Okay, so this person is saying this, and the other person is saying that. Okay, so who is actually correct? Okay, so we are asked to, verify by showing all calculations whether the statements that are given by Jody and Benjamin are valid. So what do we need to do in this case? Okay, so in this case, okay, we were actually told that, okay, the weight. So now we're looking at the solution. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay, we're actually told that the weight of the car plus, okay, the weight of the race car plus the driver and the fuel is equal to 2002.14 pounds. So the weight of the car plus the driver plus the fuel is equal to 2002, 14 pounds. Okay, so that is basically what we are told, right? And then what is the other information that is given to us there? We are told that the weight of the driver, okay, is 73 kilograms. So that means that we're given the weight of the driver. So we don't know what the weight of the car is. Remember, that is what we're trying to, figure out. Plus, we are given the weight of the driver. So the weight of the driver is 73 kilograms. Plus, we are also given the weight of the fuel. Okay, we are given that the fuel in a race car weighs 110 kilograms. So the fuel weighs 110 kilograms, right? And that is equal to 2002.14 pounds. Okay, so now already we're seeing we've got a problem here. Okay, we've got units in kilograms on the left hand side, and we've got units, okay, or units in pounds on the right hand side. Okay, so we can't work with an equation like that. We've got kilograms and pounds on one side. No, our units need to be the same. So here, right, this is where we need to apply, this, conversion equation that is given to us here, where we need to convert the pounds that are given to us to kilograms. Okay, so that we will then be able to, work with this equation that we've just formulated to help us determine the weight of the car. Okay, so now what do we need to do, right? From that equation, I'm just going to do it here. We are told that 1 kilogram, okay, is equal to 2.205 pounds. 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. So I think I should also just incorporate, just using two different methods when I'm helping you guys doing your conversions, because I do know that some learners are more comfortable with using cross multiplication. So I'm just going to use a cross multiplication method in my videos, as well as my method that I like to use, okay, so that we all can be on the same page when it comes to, doing these conversions. So I'm going to start off with my method. Remember, my method, you always need to just multiply by what you want, okay? Because in this case, right, we want to convert the 2002.14 pounds into kilograms. So I'm going to take that 2002.14 pounds. Okay, that's what we want to convert. Okay, what do you want to convert to? We want to convert to kilograms. So remember, with my method, I always say you multiply, right? From this, okay, so you take this equation that we're going to use, or that we are given to help us convert. Then from that equation, ask yourself, what is it that we want? So in this case, we want to convert to kilograms. All the time, you multiply by what you want. You're going to multiply by 1 kilogram, and then you divide, obviously, okay, by what you have, or that other value that's given to us there. So we're going to divide by 2.205 pounds. Okay, so if you multiply by 1 divided by 2.205, that's the same as just saying 2002.14 divided by 2.205. Okay, then you'll get that actually the total weight of the car plus the driver plus the fuel in kilograms, okay, is 908. Okay, so that's just my method, where you just multiply by what you want, divide by what you have. Okay, that's the method that I love using on my channel. Okay, or okay, if you want to use cross multiplication, right, so you're gonna just write, remember, with cross multiplication, 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. Okay, so in this case, with cross multiplication, right, you are going to write your pounds under pounds. Okay, so remember, in this case, we are given 2002.14 pounds. So you're gonna write that under the pounds. 2002.14 pounds. Write it under pounds, right? Is equal to, we are trying to determine what is this value in kilograms. Okay, then what do you need to do? Cross multiplication. It's telling us what you need to do. You're gonna cross multiply, so it's x multiplied by 2.205, so it's gonna be x multiplied by 2.205 pounds. Okay, and that is equal to cross multiply the 1 Okay, 1 kg multiplied by 2002.14 pounds. Okay, then remember, we're trying to solve for x. Okay, trying to solve for x. So how do we solve for x? We want to isolate it. We want the x to be on its own. How do we make our x to be on its own? We just need to do the inverse operation of what's being done here. So we can see that we are multiplying by 2.205 pounds. So for us to get rid of the 2.205 pounds, because we are multiplying, to get rid of it, we need to do the inverse operation, which is divide by 2.205 pounds, right? What you do on the left hand side, you do on the right hand side. Divide by 2.205 pounds. I think we can all see why I don't like using cross multiplication. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps, okay? It's a lot of steps, guys. I think you can all see why I choose not to use cross multiplication. So this cancels with this. X is equal to, okay, the pounds cancel with the pounds. Then it's just going to be 1 times, so it's just 2.14 divided by 2.205. And your answer is 908. The kg hasn't cancelled, it's kg. Okay, so you can either use cross multiplication if you're a person that's just, you've got balaclavas on, right? You just want to stick to that. Please, by all means, stick to the cross multiplication. But I like using this. Do you see how it was so fast for us to get to our answer, right? Literally one step, get to our answer. That's how we get to distinction, right? So we've calculated now, right, the total weight of this car. So what do we need? I mean, the total weight of the car plus the driver plus the fuel. Okay, so we're just gonna I'm just gonna take this, take it down so that I don't have to erase. Okay, so we found that, okay, weight now, just gonna write everything down. The weight of the car plus, okay, we found that the weight of the driver is 73 kg plus the weight of the fuel is 110 kg is equal to, we've converted that 2002.14 pounds to kilograms, which is 908 kilograms. And all that we need to do, remember, we're just trying to determine what is the weight of the car, right? So we're trying to isolate the weight of the car. We want the weight of the car to be on its own on the left hand side. That's what we're trying to solve for. Okay, so what do we need to do? Let's just simplify, the left hand side. So it's just going to be the weight of the car is equal to, 73 plus 110 kilograms, that is just plus 183 kilograms is equal to 908 kilograms, right? What's left for us to do? You just need to take the 183 kilograms to the right hand side. So it's 908 kilograms minus 183 kilograms. Therefore, the weight of the car is actually equal to 725 kilograms. Okay, that is the weight of the car. So we can see that what Benjamin said, because Benjamin said that the weight of the car is 750 kilograms, his statement is invalid. Jody said the weight of the car is 790. His statement is also invalid. Therefore, we can conclude that both their statements are invalid. Okay, both of their statements are invalid. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, ladies and gentlemen, right? The final question for BMI, just a bit of an application question, right? Okay, where we just had to calculate the BMI of Lewis Hamilton. Very easy. The only trick there is that we just needed to remember that we needed to convert his height, okay, to a value in meters. Okay, and then with the last question, right, if you're given what the total weight is of the car plus the driver plus the fuel in pounds, okay, first thing that we need to do is we need to convert that value from pounds to kilograms so that we are able to work with our values in the same units. Okay, and then all that we needed to do there, we just substituted. Okay, because remember, we were given what the weight of the driver is. We're given that it was 73 kgs. We're given the weight of the fuel, it's 110 kilograms, and we know what is the total weight of the car plus the driver driver plus the fuel in pounds. Okay, so all that we needed to do there, we just needed to convert that weight from pounds to kilograms, and then we got it to be 908 kilograms. And then from there, we just want to solve for the weight of the car. We want the weight of the car to be on its own on the left hand side. So from there, we're just using, our mathematical, operations, right? Simplifying the left hand side, right? Then taking that value that we get to the right hand side and solving for the weight of the car. So we found that the weight of the car is actually equal to 725 kilograms. Okay, meaning that both Jody and Benjamin's statement was invalid. Right. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, guys. All the video tutorials that I've created for you for BMI. Okay. I hope it just gives us, a bit of a better understanding when it comes to your BMI topics. Okay. Please note that they do also give you different types of graphs, where you need to also analyze that. Okay. So we'll look at those when we have a look at our past papers. Okay. Because these are just for the purpose of, just us revising important things that you just need to know when it comes to BMI. Okay. In the next video tutorials, we're going to be starting off with maps and plans. We're going to be starting off with, explaining the key features that you need to understand when you're working with your maps. Okay. Which is your scales. How do you work with a bar scale, line scale, number scale, right? How you work with a compass that is given to you to determine general direction and a clear set of direction, and how you analyze your map as a whole. So please make sure you watch these next video tutorials when it comes to maps and plans. Don't miss them. Okay. And then once we're done with that, we move to finance. Once we're done with that, we have a look at the past papers. Please make sure that you get all the videos, okay, to more than 1,000 views. So please share them with all your friends, so that we support the channel and we help the channel grow. Okay, so I'll see you guys on my next. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.